Today I'm building a Bloxburg nursery using $1,000, $10,000 and $100,000. And this is part 3 in a series I started yonks ago. Seriously, I literally started this 6 months ago. So far I've done bedrooms and kitchens. So comment down below what room I should build next. Each room is going to have a different theme. For example, boho, modern, traditional. It can be as big as I like as long as I don't exceed the budget. So with all that said, let's get started. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've actually exactly set my budget to $1,000. The theme of the first one is gonna be boho. Okay, so my brain's saying Reese's. Don't make this bigger than 4x4. What? Okay, I think I'm even gonna have to make this 3x3. You don't realize how expensive walls are till you're on such a tiny little budget. The floor is just gonna have to be one thing. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I can't even place it. As I said, this first room is boho themed, which kind of means linen planks and then a lot of color as well. I want a different shade of green. What? I have the color wheel. Why has Bloxburg just scammed me out the color wheel? For the wall trims was the cheapest one. And I'm not even going to bother putting them on the white because look, you can hardly notice that. I wouldn't notice that unless I was a little fly on the wall. And I always tend when I do these challenges to forget the door. Like, how am I supposed to get into? I might even have to use an opening, guys. How sad is that? For the beds, we can't even afford a rocket bed. I reckon we're going to have to use that in the 10K room. So instead, you know what? We can make a cute little 1,000 room. So this bed already has drawers in it, which is handy actually. I want to texture this like elephants, all cute like a jungle. $25. Did it look like my broke budget can afford that?
I want chicken nuggets and a burger. No, he wants the dollar burger. Yeah, that's all.
And if you think you're getting a luxury pillow, I'm sorry, no. You have to sleep on that rock today. Let's actually enter the baby and kids section. Jesus! I was going to add a platypus, but this is even $200. Guys, I don't think I anticipated exactly how hard this challenge would be. We've used 2/3 of the budget and I haven't even placed the window or anything. So I kind of feel like this circular one. Yeah, actually. Oh. Okay, I don't know why Roblox just chucked me out. Apparently, they are hating on me today. But as I was saying, I think this window could actually look really nice. Okay, so I don't even know if we're going to be able to add any more decoration on this wall. We might have to make decoration with textures, which I'm so annoyed about because we should have just done this at the start rather than wasting money doing it again. Got to have a reading chair because how is this child meant to be educated at a reading chair? Rather than clicking it, look, it's $25 if I click over here. But if I just change it to white, $5. Next up, you need a wardrobe. No way I'm gonna have to use this. That's the most ugly thing. I refuse. Guys, why is this so hard? Let's at least put a light in here so we can kind of see. And I've been a bit smart. I've used the desk lamp because it's still giving like kids nursery vibe. I have $15. What the hell? We should probably use that for the roof. We can't even afford it. Okay, we'll have to put a floor as the roof. Right, time for the tour. Oh my gosh, is that my clone over there? Hey girl, you look pretty. And I always forget on this second account, I am in this bubbly emotion. Why did I build this so far away? Like, you have to get a train to this room. So here we are, guys. I'm not even going to say let's open the door because I couldn't afford one. As we pan around this room, doesn't look like a homeless hostel at all. If we're actually going to look around on a serious note, we do have pretty much the necessities. It's a bedroom and we did put a bed. This looks comfy. I've fallen asleep right away. You could fit a baguette in my mouth. And then mummy can come in and read a book. Okay, I don't have a book. I'll read your magazine. In all seriousness, guys, that is a crap room. Let's hope it improves with the 10K budget. Okay, guys, the 10K has been deposited into my bank account. This time, I'm not going to build it a million miles away from a front. Although I don't want to fall into the trap of making it too big. We're saving that for the 100K room. You best believe that's going to be a 2-story nursery room. Alrighty, so for the floor, I'm going to switch up a bit. I know this looks exactly the same as what we just did over there. When I was looking up nurseries, they kind of all have wooden floor and then a massive carpet. I haven't decided where we're going to put this yet, so we'll just pop it outside for now. Okay, so this is where the budget doesn't really matter as much on things like coloring the walls. I'm going to give them zebra print. Double bedroom doors. This is the kind of thing rich celebrities would have, like Kim Kardashian, Ariana Grande. And as promised, guys, they're getting the rocket ship bed. I would love to add a bunch of clouds on the wall, but I just don't know if that's going to be a bit exy. So instead, we're going to use modern windows. And since we're on a budget, guys, for once, I actually have to follow budget saving advice. This window is $230. Whereas if you get this clear window, yes, it costs $39 to resize it, but you only have to do that once. Top tip, it's only $89 each time, saving myself a fortune. I have so many ideas for this room, guys. First of all, a karaoke machine. You might be thinking, Reese's, nursery's a bit young for karaoke. No. Does this girl look too young to be the next Taylor Swift? Never did I think in a budget challenge I'd be using basic shapes, because if you didn't know, these literally kill your bank account. But we've got to make some sort of little podium. And how cute is that to have in a nursery? We did skip away from the bed a little bit. Each side, I guess we could just use the modern kids one. We do actually get a rocket ship lamp. And this, to me, I think has actually overtaken Pengu in cutest lamps. Now I think would be a good time to bring the carpet back in. And since the other one was so cheap, couldn't even afford to put a baby change in here. However, that is a crucial part of a nursery, as you don't really want babies to just be pooing themselves all the time. And then we're going to use these new shelving racks. I know they're a little exy, but we still have £3 left. Forget about the price tag. By this, we're going to have soap and stuff. Now, we can't really afford custom plants, but we can afford BLOXBURG plants. That's like when you ask your mum for Oreos and then she comes back with some like Walmart own cookie crunch. There's absolutely no shade in it, but they just don't taste like Oreos. A good thing that lots of people have in nurseries is like really cute paintings. So I'm gonna put like little animals like giraffe, lion, bear, or whatever. Notice how I'm using the cheapo stuff now. I've only got £1 left. And I've actually decided that I wanted to make the karaoke machine on this side. I think it just looks better this way around. So boy or girl, you can play with cars. I do not care. Depends how much they are. Okay, you can have one toy car. Jesus, what's going on there? Poor lumberjack's getting smashed up. Let's put it on the road. I think we should just put a reading chair. I gotta say, I hope you guys appreciate the color scheme I've gone for in here. $10 left. What can we get with that? Perfect. A baby accidentally did a poo on the floor. That is disgusting. And if you're wondering, there is actually enough light from these lamps. So it's time to look around the 10K bedroom. Oh my gosh, my avatar behind me is creepy. I'm getting away from it. So with this one, we can actually do a bit more of a grand entrance. So immediately, the overview of this one should be treasured. If we compare that to the first one, which just looks like trash now. So on this side, I added a bunch of animals. I just think it's the cutest thing. On the practical side, this is where you'd put the baby, take the rattle out of here. You'd like distract them with the rattle. Look at me. We also have some plants, you know, get the carbon dioxide. Oh wait, no, get the oxygen flowing around the room. I did realize that we haven't actually added any wardrobes in this room, but I guess maybe all of them are in the wash and then they'll be stored in these trays. Again, we have a really cute bed. And finally, a karaoke machine. Let's see how good I am. Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. Wow, give me the golden buzzer for that. What a marked improvement from that one. But still, that is gonna be nothing compared to the 100K nursery. Let's head there now. Okie dokie. As you can see, I'm now rich.
Kim Kardashian West. I'm a mother, millionaire.
As I said, guys, this nursery is going to be 2 stories. Well, technically. Before we do anything, it's always good to scan and plan. In my driving lessons, I'm told you need to scan and plan. But why not do the same in BLOXBURG? Before doing the whole room, let's check that the castle bed is going to fit. As you can see, it's like chopping a little bit off, which leads me to believe we need it to be 1 wider. And again, I have got to be careful not to make this too big. I do tend to get carried away.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Yeah, let's not make it too big. Proceeds to make a massive ogre face. Now it's time to make it the 2 stories. But like I said, it's only kind of 2 stories because we are going to be using basic shapes to make it 1.5. So if you don't know how to do this, you do need advanced placement. What you do is you get a whole bunch of basic cubes maxed out. So these are as big and as chunky as they can go. Then you're going to resize them to be about halfway up the wall. Now, we're not going to talk about the exterior. This is an interior only building challenge. You know, look, this can catch the rain, prevent flooding. Greta Thunberg will love me. And so I can see what the blimmin' heck I'm doing. I'm adding a quick chandelier. And oh my gosh, I've already used 15,000. I mean, these chandeliers are pretty expensive. And if you're wondering, Reese's, how do I do the roof beams now? Like, surely if it's 1.5 rooms, this ain't gonna work. Well, if I add them, which they are blimmin' expensive, by the way, the point is you can just transform them to the roof. roof. Now, normally, that little number in brackets is so irrelevant. Like, you can just kick her to the curb.
You're irrelevant?
But when you're doing this, it's so important. So you're going to wait till it's exactly at the top. And that's handy. Ours was exactly -5. And as you can see, now they're all going to be the same height as each other. Voila! Not me spending almost half the budget, though, on roof beams and walls. But it's time to actually start decorating this place. Just going to use wooden floor. In corners, you have to be careful, or they will go mental, chicken oriental. The walls on this bit are going to be jungle. And that's because we're kind of basing it off Romeo, save me. Juliet is so alone. And Romeo and Juliet is kind of set in, like, the castle is set in a forest. So I thought I'd have a jungly vibe back there. Now, of course, I'm not leaving this wall blank. In fact, I'm actually going to rob these cheapo windows because even though we have $100 grand budget, we're still on a budget. We're going for that Romeo and Juliet castle theme, which means we need to have big, extravagant windows. So I don't care if this is a boy or girl's room, but I'm gonna make it pink. They commented on my video, and it is really true. They were like, Reese's, you've been using a lot of neutral colors lately. So this 100K nursery is gonna be filled with color. Starting with these ABC blocks. Who else is a teddy hoarder? Like, I have emotional attachments. Comment down below, guys. What is your iconic baby teddy? Mine is a bedtime bear. Yes, I'm basic. Now, this bed is obviously for somebody who's about 3 years old. Like, you're not gonna sleep a newborn in that bed. It's dangerous. So underneath, I always like to add a crib. So that way it kind of is a bunk bed. And remember earlier, I was like, we're too broke for custom plants, guys. Well, now we have become a rich billionaire. We can afford these rich plants. So don't know if you guys know how to make them. I'll show you if you don't. You get a long, thin cube, as you just saw me do. And then you get a very large decal. It is quite expensive, I will say. You then change said decal into a plant. I think either side of the window looks golly good. So there we have it. That is what a normal nursery would have. A bed and some windows. As you can tell, this is not a normal nursery. So first of all, these crevices in here are designed specifically to be shelving units. So I'm hoping that you can resize this normal shelf as far as the walls go. You can't. It looks like we're gonna have to use 2. Righty-ho. So the obvious things we're gonna add on here are just more of like the toys. We're gonna actually put the piggy bank at the top, you know, because if somebody runs and robs in here, we don't want them stealing all of our precious pennies. By the way, building these rooms in general are giving me such nostalgia. Like, just look at these pictures, and doesn't it remind you of your childhood? And I actually think that looks so wholesome. I would have died to have this in my room as a small child. And the best part about this is we can just add that on the other side in a slightly different order. That is so cute, but what is not so cute is my budget. We only have 21,000. It's 21% left of the OG budget. Before I forget, we should defo add like a doorway. And then of course, we have our discount Walmart windows, only $150. And look out there, me and my clone. Me in the morning, me when I eat cake. So unlike the other rooms, this one's getting a full-on closet system, which I know will be expensive, but I think worth it. I'm gonna try and make it as customly and as cutely as I can. In the middle, we're gonna put a dresser. Then coming out of this, I kind of want it to be like a seating area, if you get my drift. Well, you guys can use this design for your own builds if you like. Well, depends if it actually turns out nicely. You can never go wrong with a tad of string lighting. When I say a tad, I mean a tad, because they are so bright. I want a room divider. I think that's cute. It's not perfect, but it will do. In front of this here, I think we should have like a little sitting area for the moms. And also, since we're going for that royal vibe, we can add the brown pillow. I feel like I rule England when I use these pillows. Me and my little fantasy world.
BRB, about to escape and enter my magical fantasy world.
Next up's gonna be the carpet. And I actually the other day kind of discovered a really cool carpet tack. You place the first one down and texture it as carpet. And you place the next one and resize that, and it does look like a little bit of a scary pupil, but it also looks like the cutest little carpet. And then we have 2 corners left. This one over here is going to be for those who want to be Mary Berry. So we are going to go into babies and kids and give them a little toy oven from a very young age, and then when they have their friends over, they can have like a really elegant tea party. To be honest, I do think that's quite an iconic little idea. That is giving Nanny Plum from Ben and Holly. And I will actually add some of those candles on the wall over here because it's a bit more royal vibe. And then over here is going to be for those kids who want to grow up and be like an engineer or a car racer. Yeah, just gonna make some rice. But we are so nearly done. The last thing over here is add a baby change. I was going on about how much of a big deal it is, and then I almost forgot to add one. And I'd say we have just enough money to finish off this window. We do, and we still have $60 left. So I suppose we could maybe just add some pencils on this desk. And if we color them, we have exactly $0, and we have completed the challenge. Aren't you happy, all alter ego me. Yes! Okay, chickens, here we are outside of the front doors, which, I mean, these could be the front doors to Buckingham Palace. Like, this is so fancy, but if we open them up, this nursery takes the cake from the stunning pink views to the incredible royal tea room. It truly is magnificent. So if we close these massive doors, bang, this is the view we get when you walk in. Imagine if somebody had this in real life. So the first thing we have is the little kart play area. Like I said, this is where if you want to be an engineer, you would go. Next up, we have the royal sitting area. And this bear is making me laugh so much. You know when you stroke your cat and its ears disappear? That is what this bear looks like. So this is where probably the parents would sit. They could grab a book from over here. And I actually brought my little self in here because we can practice. Oh, it actually looks like I've had a daughter that looks just like me. Next up, we have the dressing room. You can sit down now, you're in the way. Over here is the dressing room. So this is where a lot of the clothes are going to be stored. Also where you can just sit down. But what all nurseries are for, what all bedrooms are for, the bed. And I realized I forgot to color this. That's really triggering me. If we get baby Reese's back, this is where, whoa, this looks like I put baby Reese's into a coffin there. And since the room is 1.5 stories tall, you can actually get up to the bed without smashing your head like you do in the other rooms. When you get a bit older, you can sleep here, or if you want to have a sleepover. And when you wake up, the best part is, oh, we have another toy area over here. And then by far my favorite part, the tea room. We literally look like we are the royal family having a cutie royal lunch. So there we have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching me build a nursery with 3 different budgets. For the next episode, comment down below what room I should build next. Make sure to subscribe and I'll see you all in the next one.